It's never a good thing when the Gadget Guy is here during commercial break. All right, so find your job requires you to do more work outside the office, and are you always searching for free Wi-Fi to get fast enough access to the files you do need?
Our Gadget Guy, Steve Van Dinter, shows us how a new network in Madison could change all of that. Hi, Steve.
Good morning. You know, it's called 4G LTE, and the LTE and the G actually stands for next generation. LTE stands for long-term evolution. It promises mobile internet speeds of up to 10 times that of 3D, which means even your DSL and cable connections at home could be getting a little bit jealous. U.S. Cellular just launched their network in southern Wisconsin, giving folks in the Madison area really a second choice when it comes to 4G LTE after Verizon launched their network here last summer. And for those of you watching in Janesville this morning, good news, you are now blanketed for the first time in 4G goodness thanks to U.S. Cellular. All right, so when it comes to devices, I've got a couple here today. The first one is called the Samsung Aviator, which I've got in my hand. Nothing truly earth-shattering about this particular device in the realm of smartphones. It's got an 8-megapixel digital camera, 16 gigabytes of storage, and of course the fact it does connect to 4G LTE. I'm going to go ahead and test the speeds for you. You're going to run a speedtest.net app, and I'll turn it there so you can see.
Sorry to interrupt, but for folks who don't have 4G, this is the amazing thing here. I mean,
this is truly amazing.
Speed.
Yeah, so you're looking at about 10 times. Normally with a 3G device, you'll get about a 1 megabit per second download. We're looking at 15 down here and 12.21 up. On a cable connection, I know Charter's highest speed right now, you get a 4 megabit connection up. So that's 3 times on the uplink side and about what you'd get on a downlink side. We're talking on a mobile connection here, not a hard line to a cable.
So for those that don't understand this whole alphabet number soup business, that means really fast.
It means really fast, yeah, exactly. And what that means is, you know, you can also use this as a 4G hotspot. So let's say you want to connect an iPod or a laptop, you're on the go, you're trying to connect to your mobile office. This means connections just like you have at the office, at home, from wherever you are in the Madison area, Janesville, up to the Dells. So pretty small, pretty strong connection, pretty awesome connection. In terms of price, we're looking at $99 for this particular phone after a $100 rebate at uscellular.com. And next up we have, of course, there's always more. They've got a tablet that they just launched. It is called the Samsung Galaxy Tab 10.1. It may not be sporting the next generation quad-core processors like some of the top-of-the-line ones coming out right now, but definitely a solid, lightweight device that's going to perform quite well. You can see here, running on their 4G network, having no problem doing the live stream here to channel3000.com.
Pretty cool.
Pretty cool, huh? So we're about 3 seconds behind, which is natural though, because no matter what kind of connection you have, there's a little bit of a delay. And let's say you've got maybe some large files that you want. So if you use a service like a Box or a Dropbox, I've got a video here I was going to show you, but if I click open, it's going to start to download what is a 15 megabit file. And look at this, as it's flying through in your download speeds. It's fast. So we're talking just a couple seconds to download a 15 megabyte file, which is a rather large file that normally people aren't going to be doing quite a bit of, but that handled it just fine, and there we go, and it's already done.
Now, when you talk about 4G, is this an incremental upgrade, or is this, you know, transformational?
Sure, I would say it's more of an incremental. So let's say, you know, think back about 10 years or so, we were talking about standard definition TVs, and then we went to high definition. I would liken it more like that. So it's not going from black and white to color, but it's going from standard def to high definition, something where you thought you were fine with standard definition TV, I'm going to keep it for the rest of my life, but then you went over to a friend's house and you saw that high definition and said, I got to have it. Same thing here. If you're fine with 3G speeds, but then you go to a friend's house, they got 4G, it's going to be a bigger difference. On that tablet, I just want to go back here real quick. $399 after a $100 rebate. Again, uscellular.com. But if you do touch 4G, like I said, you're going to be pretty amazed. And LTE stands for long-term evolution. We're talking in just a few years from now, speeds of 10 times what we're seeing right now in 4G. So by that point, it will be truly transformational when you're talking about truly instantaneous large files transfers.
Come a long way from dial-up.
Absolutely. I was sitting at home in high school waiting a minute or two to load a web page.
All right.
Thanks, Steve.
You're welcome.
All right, we'll be right back.